At the rear of Market Street, the original river course led to the lock gates, which are now under Jubilee Gardens. Here we see a barge approaching the lock gates. The barge is the SS Coralie. The year is 1889. This is Huntsville Road in the 1920s. Just off Huntsville Road was the Highbridge Bacon Company, established in 1890. Pigs were received from the local area and in later years also from Devon and Cornwall. Closure came in December 1963. On to the wharf area now, and here we see a sailing ship in 1906 moored at the dock, well up the river towards the town. In fact, this area is now part of the car park for the market. This rather picturesque view, as we can see, was taken in the 1920s. Probably the busiest period for the docks were around 1910. (1921) now, and we see a collier unloading at the docks. The last ship built in 1925 for the service coastal trade was the SS Radstock. In 1933, the shipping interests of the S&D were wound up. Buncombe Steamroller Yard, which was situated where there is now a garage just over the river bridge on Huntsville Road. It was established in 1921. Their steamrollers for many years were involved in the construction of roads throughout Somerset and Devon. Here we see a delivery by rail to the wharf area. This scene at the wharf shows timber being unloaded. Workmen carried the timber on shoulder pads across the railway sidings directly into the sawmills, which were originally owned by Cuthbert Ritson, later John Bland's. The last timber ship was the Dutch vessel Yola in June 1948. The last ship to use the wharf was the tug Rexford, scrapped in 1950, and private shipping used the wharf until its closure in November 1964. Around 1910 now, and a view of the inside of the cheese room at Isleport Farm. Isleport and other local farms produce Caerphilly cheese, not cheddar as perhaps might have been expected. Large quantities of local cheese were in fact transported to Wales. This view is inside the cheese market in the 1920s. As can be seen, there were large quantities available for sale. The market was situated near the Cooper's Arms, and the area has now become a housing development. This is a typical advert made by J.H. Palmer and Son, reporting what had been on offer at the cheese market. An entry in Kelly's Directory of 1861 stated Highbridge cheese market was the largest in the country. Even in the 1930s, a capacity of 150 tons a week was still being handled. This is the original post office in Market Street, built in 1913. Notice the large number of staff, including telegraph boys, assembled here for the photo shoot. The post office later moved to Church Street and is now in store at Norman's Supermarket. Here we have a postman in the early days setting out for a countryside delivery. At this time, postal arrangements were as follows. Letters posted before 10 a.m. were delivered on the same day in Cardiff, Taunton, Plymouth and many other large towns. An aerial view now of the town square in front of the Railway Hotel. The town hall was erected by the Highbridge Market House Company Limited in 1885, seating 600. To the left of the town hall in Bank Street was the depot for the Highbridge Urban District Council. In the background can be seen a goods yard used by the S&D Railway. For many years the town square was the centre of the community. Beneath the town hall a poultry market was held for many years. Being the centre, all festivities either started or finished here, and here we see a parade forming to celebrate some special event. The gathering of the hunt. Unfortunately, no exact date, but it is an example of how the square was used. In early days, markets were held, also travelling fairs used the area, and later in the 50s, car rallies also used the facility. A view now from the bottom of Warrow Bridge, showing the town hall. Above the council offices is a covered bell for the firehouse which was once below the town hall. The railway hotel was later removed and a doctor's surgery, now the town library, was built forward of the original site, so eliminating the town square, which had been the town's nucleus for so many years. Notice the cannon, primed no doubt to repel any unwanted intruders. This the same view as the last picture, now taken in 1958. The view is probably how many local people remember the scene, prior to the demise of the square and the town hall. The cannon is gone, so now all must be peaceful. The town hall just prior to demolition. From 1885 to 1984, it was used by so many people and so many events. For example, the Boxing Club, Chrysanthemum Society Annual Show, Carnival Concerts, Badminton Club, and on many other occasions for dinners and dances. Here is a view of the police station at the rear of the town hall in Bank Street. The station was opened for business in 1885. After its closure, there was a police house in Church Street opposite the War Memorial. In 1984, when this view was taken, the property has become a private residence. Looking into Highbridge now, at the bottom of the bridge can be seen the Cooper's Arms. At a point on the River Brue behind the Cooper's Arms, the Highbridge Amateur Swimming Club was formed in 1907. Many people were taught to swim and competitions were held. The club ran until 1929 when the local authorities stopped the use of the river. (1906) now, and a typical postcard of the time, showing the coat of arms with town views. As we are nearing the end of our short journey around the town, it is time to acknowledge the information and assistance given by many local residents in putting this collection together, in particular the late Mr. Peter Wilson.